Welcome to the Freedom Factor. I'm your host, Oliver Bardwell. So this has been quite a day. I just posted my interview with Steve Holt, which is called This Week at the Capitol. And I received a message that on Tuesday that there's a subcommittee meeting on SF 85. And this is about SEL. It's at 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning in room 217. And as you probably know, CASEL, SEL, all the platforms that disseminate that, such as Second Step, have infiltrated our school systems. If you've read any of our blog posts, you see how insidious this is. So they have created this bill. It's called SF 85. You can look it up. I'll put a link to it. I'm going to read it to you because I know sometimes it's hard to read these bills. I've skimmed through it, but this will help me better digest it as well. An act relating to public education, including participation in surveys, analysis, activities, or evaluations by students, employees, or contractors of school districts or charter schools, and prohibiting the use of certain resources or materials related to social and emotional learning. Be it enacted by the General Assembly of the State of Iowa. Section 1, new section 256.9b, Prohibition, display of collaborative for academic, social, and emotional learning, materials, guidance related to social and emotional learning. The department shall not display on the department's internet site or otherwise disseminate any references or materials related to or created by the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning, or use such materials as framework for social and emotional learning. Section 2, Section 256E.7, Subsection 2, Code 2023, is amended by adding the following new paragraph. New paragraph 0J. Be subject to and comply with the requirements of subsection 279.77 relating to student, employee, and contractor participation in surveys, analysis, activities, or evaluations in the same manner as a school district. Section 3, new section 279.77, Protection of Students' Rights. The Board of Directors of a school district must receive the prior written consent of a student's parent or guardian before referring a student to take part in any survey, analysis, activity, or evaluation that reveals information concerning any of the following about the student or the student's family, whether the information is personally identifiable or not. So this seems great because it's an opt-in method instead of an opt-out method. And a lot of times with the opt-out method, they don't send it out or it's easily missed in your email. And also they're not giving you much information. So this could be great. A, the political affiliations or beliefs of the student or the student's parents or guardian. B, mental or psychological problems of the student or the student's family. C, sexual behavior, orientation, or attitudes. D, illegal, antisocial, self-incriminating, or demeaning behavior. E, critical appraisals of other individuals whom the student has close familial relationships. F, legally recognized, privileged, or analogous relationships, such as those of attorneys, physicians, or ministers. G, religious practices, affiliations, or beliefs of the student or the student's parent or guardian. H, income except when required by law to determine eligibility for participation in a program or for receiving financial assistance under such a program. 2, an employee of a school district or a contractor engaged by a school district shall not answer any question pertaining to any particular student enrolled in the school district in any survey related to the social or emotional abilities, competencies, or characteristics of the student, unless the board of directors of the school district satisfies all of the following requirements. A. The Board of Directors of the school district provides to the parent or guardian of each student enrolled in the school district detailed information relating to the survey, including the person who created the survey, the person who sponsors the survey, how information generated by the survey is used, and how information generated by the survey is stored. Which this is really interesting that this would have to be a law or be a bill or be legislated. This is common sense, but if you ask your superintendent who the survey is created by, they might know that. They don't know what they do with the survey most of the time. They don't know where it's stored, and a lot of times they don't even have access to the information. So that's why this language is in here. And then B, the Board of Directors of the school district receives the written consent from a student's parent or guardian authorizing the employee or contractor to answer questions in the survey pertaining to the student. And then line 21, explanation. The inclusion of this explanation does not constitute agreement with the explanation's substance by the members of the General Assembly. Line 24. This bill relates to public education, including participation in surveys, analysis, activities, or evaluations by students, employees and contractors of the school districts, or charter schools, and prohibiting the use of certain resources or materials related to social and emotional learning. This bill prohibits the Department of Education from displaying on the department's internet site or otherwise disseminating any references or materials related to or created by the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning, or using such materials as a framework for social and emotional learning. The bill requires the Board of Directors of a school district or the governing board of a charter school to receive the prior written consent of a student's parent or guardian before requiring a student to take part in any survey, analysis, activity, or evaluation that reveals information relating to political affiliations of the student or the student's parent or guardian, mental or psychological problems of the student or the student's family, sexual behavior, orientation, or attitudes, illegal, antisocial, self-incriminating, or demeaning behavior, critical appraisals of individuals with whom the student has close familial relationships, legally recognized, privileged, or analogous relationships, religious practices, affiliations, or beliefs of the student or the student's parent or guardian, or income, except as required by law to determine eligibility for a program. The requirement applies whether or not the information is personally identifiable. So this is all very necessary. These are the questions that are on the surveys our kids are getting. These are questions that are inserted into curriculum. And these are questions that parents simply feel like their kids shouldn't be asked. Line 17, the bill prohibits an employee of a school district or charter school or a contractor engaged by a school district or charter school from answering any questions pertaining to any particular student enrolled in the school district or charter school in any survey related to the social or emotional abilities, competencies, or characteristics of the student, unless the Board of Directors of the school district or the governing board of the charter school provides to the parent or guardian of each student enrolled in the school district or charter school detailed information relating to the survey and receives the written consent from a student's parent or guardian authorizing the employee or contractor to answer questions in the survey pertaining to the student. This is incredibly important. This is a bill that we've all been looking for, and I'm going to go on Tuesday and speak on behalf of the bill. I hope that you'll show support for it. Email your senators, email your legislators, and just let them know that we don't want these outside agencies collecting data on our kids. If the Students First Act being passed this last week was the first step in saving our public schools, this bill is the second step. If you want more information about CASEL, I'll post the links to our blog posts on it. I welcome your opinion on the bill and your comments. Thank you for listening. And remember, our liberties we prize and our rights we will maintain. Have a blessed weekend.